Brought to you by Carriage Crossing Senior Living.
Well, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, but the work continues throughout the year.
Here with more insight on how we can all do our part to help, it's Jill Duden with Prevent Child Abuse Illinois, back once again. So today we're going to kind of talk a little bit about ways that the community can get involved to help make a difference. So you've got some tips. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'll just start with number one on my list.
Yes.
So I came today sort of as a call to action for the community to really do some small things and big things to get involved, because we all really have a role to play in keeping kiddos safe. So the first one is really learning the warning signs of child abuse and neglect. Really, as adults in the community, it's our responsibility to kind of watch out for kids, making sure, our neighbors and friends are safe. You can also attend a free webinar, a free training. We have tons of different opportunities on our website. All of our trainings are free at Prevent Child Abuse Illinois. Many webinars, virtual trainings, as well as in person. Volunteering is a huge way to prevent child abuse in our community. We have lots of wonderful organizations, Crisis Nursery, we have CAC, we have Boys and Girls Club. You can volunteer at your school. Volunteering is an amazing way to get involved. Donating monetarily. Many of the agencies and organizations I just mentioned could really use your financial support. You want me to just keep going?
Yeah, we're
Okay. All right, awesome. So one of the hugest ones, biggest ones is to report abuse. 1-800-25-ABUSE is the Department of Children and Family Services Child Abuse Hotline. So if you suspect abuse or neglect, even if you're not a mandated reporter, or if a family is just in significant need of resources and you're not sure where to turn, call that number and they can set you up.
Well, I have a question on that one. What causes people not to call? Because I'm sure there's situations.
Well, I think sometimes, even though the calls will be confidential, some people are nervous because they might have a relationship with the family and they don't want to kind of sever those ties. Sometimes people just don't want to get involved. But yeah, we really encourage people, if you suspect abuse or neglect, it's always great. Or if you see a pattern, right? If you've kind of developed a relationship maybe with a family, or you've known a kiddo for a while and you're starting to see a pattern, just kind of noting those and reporting that anytime you see anything or notice a change.
And that kind of circles back to your very first tip of learning the warning signs.
Right.
So if you know the warning signs, then you'll feel more confident, I would think,
of course,
when it comes time to reporting things that you're noticing.
And that just comes with, educating yourself, again, attending one of our trainings or reading up about kind of trends in the community and all of those things. We could talk for a long time about many of those. A really easy way to get involved in prevention is to join our mailing list at Prevent Child Abuse Illinois. So we have a really extensive listserv, and we send out lots of agency updates, announcements, trends in the field that we're seeing. It's not just for professionals, it's for anyone in the community that really just wants to know more about preventing child abuse and neglect in the state. And so you can join on our website. Really easy way to do that. We have a coalition in Champaign County. It's called the Child Abuse Prevention Coalition, and I chair that committee. We meet once a month, and again, community members are invited, as well as professionals who work with children and families, and we just try to kind of collaborate with each other. We try to have educational events. We try to just really give the community resources in terms of what's going on and how we can work together and collaborate with different agencies. Another way, if you're on our mailing list, but also just staying aware of legislation that might impact children and families. So if there's a bill coming down, or if there's something on the floor that really does affect children and families, if you're on our mailing list, we'll really encourage you to get involved. Contact your legislator. Just really be aware of what's going on if it affects children and families. And just media can continue to raise awareness, just like you guys are doing today. Obviously, it's important to report child abuse and the terrible effects that has, but it's also just as important to talk about solutions and some resources in the community, just like you're doing today. So just continuing to do that, and I would just call everyone to get involved in small ways and big ways as you can. can. Visit our website, preventchildabuseiillinois.org, for lots more information about different ways to get involved also.
And I know some of those kids that may be in those devastating situations are relying on the people that are willing to speak up on their behalf.
Exactly. They are vulnerable, and we have to be their voice. Exactly. We have to step up. And, you know, you've heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes everyone to protect these children, and we all have a role to play.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it's only 1 month out of the year that we really hit it hard and bring that awareness to it. And it should be every month of the year. So thank you for the work that you're doing.
Yes,
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll connect you at CILiving.tv, and we appreciate Carriage Crossing Senior Living for sponsoring today's segment.